Hi everybody, my name's Nicole Rickard and I'm Head of Communities at East Suffolk Council. Some of you are probably aware of the other services that the Council provides, things like refuse collection, things like economic development and planning, environmental health, but you might not be aware of what the Communities team does. So the Communities team has got 20 staff members, including 8 communities officers. And those communities officers work in 8 different areas of East Suffolk that we've divided into community partnership areas. And community partnerships are, as the name suggests, around forming partnerships, bringing people together to focus on the priorities for a particular area. So we've got 3 offices that cover the north of the district and the community partnerships that are there. So we've got Rachel Tucker, who covers the Lower Stofton Northern Parishes area. We've got Stuart Halsey at the moment covering the Beccles, Bungay, Halesworth area. And I say at the moment because he's shortly leaving the team on a secondment. And Joe McCallum, who covers the Southwold area up to Kessingland and Carlton Colville. So, and we've got 5 similar offices covering the south of the district. So what do the team actually do? So we focus on 3 main areas of activity. The first of those is community safety and antisocial behaviour. So community safety is really all about trying to keep our communities safe. It's as the name suggests really, and it includes a range of work led by our community safety partnership. There's a number of projects that sit underneath that, ranging from very low level local projects like the street pastors and pub watch schemes, right up to the Suffolk led County Lines programme. In terms of antisocial behaviour, our focus is very much on supporting the victims of antisocial behaviour, on supporting them to gather evidence about what they're experiencing, and then working with them to identify what the appropriate enforcement activity would be to deal with that issue, and try and resolve it as quickly and effectively as possible. So that's the first area. The second area is around community enabling. So that's all about, again, as the name suggests, that's all about helping communities to do what they want to do. It's very much not about the council going into a particular area and doing things to communities. It's much more about helping communities to identify their own priorities and to address those priorities. So that could include things like work to support community buildings, to help a youth group become established, or a whole wide range of other community activities. We also support, working with our planning colleagues, we support neighbourhood plans, which are all about communities having a say in the planning process, and also the right to bid process, which is where communities can nominate assets of community value. And the third area of activity, and perhaps the one some of you will be most interested in, is around health and wellbeing. So in terms of health and wellbeing projects, we get involved in a whole range, from working with St Elizabeth's Hospice on compassionate communities projects, which are supporting people at the end of life, to dementia cafes, worry tree cafes for people with mental ill health. But again, it's very much focused on enabling communities to do what they want to do. We've had a real focus on social isolation and loneliness because that was the #1 priority for our community partnerships. So we've put in place funding for our Hidden Needs programme, which is small grants going out to community groups to help them to tackle isolation and loneliness. And the other area of activity, which probably is no surprise to any of you that we've got much more involved in, is around the COVID response and thinking about recovery from COVID-19. So the communities team has been responsible for delivering the Home But Not Alone service in East Suffolk. So that's supporting people who can't get help from family and friends to access food and prescriptions, but also supporting them if they're feeling lonely or isolated, or they're struggling with financial issues. And that's part of a county-wide programme that's led by the Collaborative Communities Board. We've led some projects that have, I guess, sprung from our work on the Home But Not Alone service. So the first one of those is focused on the Lower Stofton area and is Voice of a Friend, which is a befriending scheme, which was set up by the team in response to the number of people that were coming through the Home But Not Alone phone line saying that they were feeling lonely and isolated. And that's now been handed over to Citizens Advice North East Suffolk to lead that project. We've got an innovative project called GrandPads, which are simplified tablets aimed at older people. So they've got big buttons, an easy to use charging cradle, and a 24/7 help facility. And we've been trying to get those out to people that are really haven't got the kit, so a laptop or a PC or a tablet, or haven't got Wi-Fi. And we've been trying to help them to connect to family and friends, but also to access services, for example, online shopping and prescription ordering and GP consultations. So we're really excited about those, and we've managed to get some funding to get some more to roll out across the area. And the final project is the newest project, is something called East Bags. So these are everyone active supported together bags, and they're aimed at older people who are living alone or caring for somebody else. And the idea is that they've got a range of items within them that help people to stay physically and mentally active. So they've got things like a water bottle, a hand